Hello, and welcome to my coloring channel. My name is Doodle Robot. Thank you for stopping by today. Today I'm going to be doing the Olympic tag that was started by Dani Buttons. For more information on that, you can Google Dani Buttons Olympic tag. I wasn't tagged, but somebody out there, I can't remember who, tagged anybody new who wants to do it, so I'm inviting myself to the party. Alright, so number 1, opening ceremony. Who are you rooting for? Where are you from? So, I don't really care who wins the Olympics. I'm rooting for, I don't know, whoever is the best athlete to win on that day. I guess the great things people say about sports is that the worst competitor can win on any given day, but I don't know. I kind of want the person who worked the hardest maybe to win, although they all worked hard, so I don't know. I don't really have a dog in the fight there. I am from the USA, specifically the American Southwest. I live in a desert, I'm sorry to say. I hate the desert. I want to live where there are trees and water. Anyway, number 2, diving. What book made you dive into coloring? Alright, so right here we have the first book I ever bought. That's not what made me dive into coloring, though. It sort of happened in the opposite way. I was trying to teach myself how to watercolor paint. I didn't really have the creative space or energy or time for that, but I was watching lots of videos, and one day in my YouTube feed, I think something like watercolor painting and coloring books came up or something, how to maybe. And I watched it and I'm like, oh my gosh, those coloring book pages are amazing. I would like to do that. So I started binge watching coloring book videos, and that was February 2021. I bought my first coloring book, this one, in Walmart. I live in the sticks. We have a Walmart, we have a dollar store, we have next to nothing. But it occurred to me to finally look in the Walmart after I'd binge watched for several weeks. So I did, and I found one. So, Butterflies, Flights of Fancy by Marjorie Sarnott is the first book I bought. But like I said, I discovered it on YouTube. If I'd had a bookstore, you know, if I lived near town with a bookstore, I probably would have scouted that out and probably found something a little more interesting, like some of the things I was seeing online. Although this is it's a cool book, don't get me wrong. I do like this book. But this is the first coloring page I ever did, which I talk about in my my videos, part 1. All my coloring pages thus far, basically. I talk about it there. So this was the book that kind of started it out, the first book I found. I think the next one is gymnastics. What wish list item would you flip out if you got? Well, there are several. I just saw a day or 2 ago, 3 ago, I saw The Beauty of Horror 5 on My Colorful Country Life, and I fell in love. I have to have that book. So that's in my Amazon cart right now. I'm waiting for, I'm not flipping out over this book, Tales from the Forest Kingdom. It comes out, let's see, today is August 28th. I believe it's released in America on August 31st. So I'm waiting for that one before I hit buy on The Beauty of Horror. I'm also really looking forward to Europa by Rita Berman. I don't know how I'm going to buy that one. German Amazon or Book Depository, something like that. And I tried to order one time the 2 books by Tomislav Tomic. The one that starts with a D, I can't even say it. It's not in front of me. I can't say it. And then there's one that starts with an S. It's like Spook GBs or something like that. I tried to order those once, and they never found me in the sticks where I live, so I would flip out if those came. I have them in my German Amazon cart, and I'm probably going to try to order them again to see if they can find me in the middle of nowhere again. But those are some books I'm looking forward to. Tennis. What item made you go back and forth before buying? Alright, so I had to recently travel to Phoenix for my aunt's funeral, And I made my cousin, I went for several days because it was a town with stores, and I live in the middle of nowhere, so there were things I needed to get, and I made my cousin take me around to, this was shortly after I started coloring as well, to all the Michaels and all the bookstores and Joann's and all those places. I made her take me everywhere. So I saw lots of these million books in the different stores, and I would look at them and I would say like, oh, I don't know, no, I don't think I can color that cartoony style, blah blah blah. But on the last day, the last hour of the last day, I finally just bought one at, I think, Michael's. I paid full price because at those stores you got to pay full price, so $9.95. I bought A Million Mermaids. I brought it home, and a few days later I started coloring in it, and it was such a pleasant experience. I'm so glad I just bit the bullet and bought one. My Prismacolors just glided onto the paper so effortlessly. It was wonderful. And it turns out I like the cartoony style. I didn't really have to worry about, making things look realistic. I could shade and shadow as I wanted to, not worrying about light source too much. It was a very pleasant experience, which is part of it. So I have purchased 3 more. I've got A Million Cute Animals, A Million Unicorns, and then I have another book in my stack there when I talk about a different number on the thing. So turns out I really like these. They're quick to finish. They're small. Like I said, the Prismacolors just glide over them. So very nice books. I'm glad I took the plunge there and got those. All right, let's see. Our next question is wrestling, trend you can't get behind. All right, a trend I can't get behind. I don't particularly, well, I understand it. I see why people do it, but I'm not interested in the color by numbers or color by colors or anything like that. So, yeah, I can't get behind it. I do understand why people do it. They want a mindless activity. They don't want to have to pick out anything. I get it. It just doesn't appeal to me. So that would be it. Marathon, number 6, marathon. Page that took me the longest to color. All right, we have a tie for the marathon, just like in the Olympics sometimes. These 2 pages took me 2 months and some days to color. Okay, 2 months and a week maybe to color. And I will talk about them more thoroughly in my July and August finished pages. But yeah, so this was The Beauty of Horror, Alan Roberts, the first book. I really wanted to do the brick wall, and I wanted to try the brick wall in watercolor. There are a lot. This is very mixed media though. We've got acrylic, we've got watercolor, the grout is acrylic, and then I didn't like the grout color, so I went over it with water-based markers. Prismacolor. I originally did the bones chartreuse because I wanted them to be glow-in-the-darky. That didn't work, so I had to go over them with watercolor, and then I colored over them with Prismacolor again to make them bone-like. So there's a lot of mixed media here, which, like I said, I'll discuss more thoroughly in my finished pages for July and August. In September. Join me then. And then Imagine Morphia by Kirby Rosannes. Another one that took 2 months and a week basically to do was this page. I only colored this page because in May, when I started it, at the end of COVID teaching, the longest year, the worst year of my teaching career, 25 years, at the end of there, I was in survival mode. All I could do was pick up one pencil and one color, and I'm like, well, I could do this one, I could just fade it, I only have to blend a little bit, and I could just work my way out, and in May, that's all I had the energy to do. I drastically changed this. I added the There's No Place Like Home, but like I said, I'll talk more about this in my July and August finished pages video. All right, basketball. What artist is a slam dunk or auto buy? So I don't really have a slam dunk or auto buy, but I have a couple examples here. I do really like Hannah Carlson. I own 3 of her books right now: Seasons, Magical Dawn, and Daydreams, I think. And like I said, in my cart is Tales from the Forest Kingdom, so I do like her stuff. I don't feel the need to complete my sets. I just want a taste of people's work although some people I'm going to have a lot more of than others, probably. So there's one. Another one that I really, really like is Kirby Roseanne's. Again, I have 4 of his books also right now. I have Anamorphia, Mythomorphia, and I just showed you Imagimorphia. I have Worlds of Wonder as well. No, Worlds Within Worlds. Sorry, my bad. The other one is a Johanna Basford book. I really like his edgy, like, doodly surrealism style in the Morphia books. Worlds of Wonder is full-on surrealism. I love that one. It's stellar. I have seen his, I've leafed through it several times in Walmart. I have seen his Fragile World, and his drawing is amazing. Nothing against that, but I don't like that style. I like the more edgy, modern style here in the Morphia books and the Worlds Within Worlds. So, and then another one I seem to have a lot of. Like, I've got 7 or 8 of her books. The books by Marjorie Sarnat. She does Creative Haven. I just got out 2 to show you here, but there must be something about her style that I really like, because I keep ordering her books. Some of her books are in my 10 favorites. Oh, like, look at this page. I can't wait to do that page. Okay, so Marjorie Sarnat. I think I would, once I finally get them sent to me, bought and sent to me, probably Tomislav Tomic would be a very much a favorite, and Rita Berman, if I ever order her book. I really want her Europa book. So, all right, number 8, surfing. One of my newest finds. All right, this just arrived on my doorstep like 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm so glad I bought it. So this is Futuristic Worlds, Creative Haven again, by Josh Carrington. The last, which I'll show in my August purchases, most of my August purchases were all about sci-fi and robots and stuff like that. Really wanting to work on my sci-fi collection, because I love sci-fi and robots. So this one was the best of the bunch. There were lots of good ones, but this one was the best. Cannot wait to start working in this. So that is my newest find. Futuristic Worlds, Josh Carrington. Synchronized swimming. What was your favorite buddy color? Okay, I've never done a proper buddy color, but this is Saturday. So last Sunday, Olga Rani did her weekly, what is it called? Find and Color. That's the closest thing I have. I did not finish in time. I tried to finish last night, but I couldn't. I woke up this morning at 8 and I checked the time. I think she lives in Nepal. I'm not sure, but that's where I checked the time. And it was 8 o'clock where I live, and in Nepal it was 9 p.m. So I'm like, oh, that's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to finish in time. But I did try to do the sun one in my A Million Sloths by Lulu Mayo. So we have a twin sun here. I still have a little bit of sloth to do, the birds and the trees. So that's my one and only buddy color, and it was a total fail. So that's my only attempt at a buddy color thus far. Sort of a buddy color. Those are kind of group colors, maybe. Number 10, soccer. One goal for the end of the year. All right, well, it's an ongoing goal, and that is to color. I'm buying faster than I can color, but I'm trying to color 1 picture in every book that I have bought, and then when I catch up with myself, I'll double back and do a lot of my favorite books. Some books will have 2, because I'm coloring and I find another one I want to do. So, but I am trying to get through them all. I want to use them. That's why I bought them. The Decathlon. What are your 10 favorite books? Now, I went and picked out 10. They're my 10 favorite books today. They're in no particular order. If you ask me tomorrow, they could be different. And if you ask me in a couple months, they'll probably drastically be different. So like I said, I'll just show you 10 that I really like right now in my collection. That's too many to put in front of the camera. So as I already showed you, this one arrived just a couple of days ago. Futuristic Worlds by Josh Carrington. Stellar. Cannot wait to color in this one. This is going to be the first one of the new batch. This will be in my to be colored video, I think, for September. But just look at this. This is so great. I'm not big on people in the center and like coloring around them, but this looks exciting to color. So yeah, we've got Futuristic Worlds by Josh Carrington. This is just representing. Like I said, I have it in my cart. Ignore that. It should say 5. I saw that, like I said, on My Colorful Country Life. She did a flip through of The Beauty of Horror 5. I can already tell that's going to be one of my favorite books ever. And I'm going to get it just in time for Halloween. So I do like the Beauty of Horror series too, which is surprising because you couldn't pay me enough to watch a horror movie ever. Like, I'm not watching one. But I find I like coloring it. So strange things happen. So this is in place of Beauty of Horror 5, which is coming soon to my house. Another one I really like, and I haven't had very long, is Graffiti Art. This is a Dover coloring book, the same company that does Creative Haven. And this is all there. This is just word graffiti art. So it's all words. Very few images, mostly just words and patterns, which I like. I love graffiti art. So I wrote, they're hard to read, so I puzzled them out. I could get all but one, 23, keep on and happy. So I'm going to show you. We have an accident here, but this is the one I can't figure out. If you can tell on screen what it says, please put it in the comments below. Let me know. Here's one I did, I think in August. I just did this one, sneak peek for my August thing. I really wanted to find somewhere I could play with my new Neo 2 colors. So the brick wall, I can do a very good brick wall. This one's, it's okay. I'm practicing with my Neo 2 colors. Hopefully gonna get better at those soon. So that is Graffiti Art by Jeremy Elder. Another one that I really like is, of course, Kirby Roseanne's Worlds Within Worlds. I love my isms, surrealism, pop art, art deco, impressionism, cubism, all that stuff. So this is like full-on surrealism here. Very cool. There's not a bad, I don't think there's a bad picture in this book. Like, you want to do all of them. But yeah, super cool. So this definitely has to have a place. Kirby's got to have a place. Worlds Within Worlds by Kirby Roseanne's. This was one of the first books that I actually ordered off Amazon. I'm glad I did. I mean, a lot of people said it was their favorite book by Hannah Carlson, so I ordered it first. And I looked at my other books by Hannah Carlson, and it seemed like this book has the most, like, that I really look forward to coloring. So I put this one in the 10 favorites. And I love that I can doodle on some of them because I change my pages drastically often. So yeah, so Hannah Carlson, Daydreams. Another one that I really like, again from Marjorie Sarnott, and she's got a partner with this one, Saya Slater. I'm not sure how to say that. African Glamour. If I had an Egyptian coloring book, it'd probably be in the pile too. I love all that cultural. I teach art, so I love my isms. I love all the cultural art. This one is stellar. I just love the African vibe to it. I haven't colored in this one yet either. Wait, oh, that's so nice. Yeah. So looking forward to this one. And the what is this? Creative Haven paper takes the Prismacolors so well. Like, I don't even want to do anything else on it. Just the Prismacolors is fine. So yeah, this is a really good one. And Trees of Life by Carrie Buziak. I'm a big fan of the mythology of the Trees of Life, the symbolism. The Trees of Life are, most religions have a Tree of Life symbol. Most cultures have a Tree of Life symbol. As you can see from this one, well, they have the They have all the seasons, but then they really start on their cultures and their religions. Um, let's see here. Here's kind of New Age. We've got this kind of has like an Inca, Mayan, Aztec feel to it. Same thing. We've got some like kind of Art Nouveau-y Celtic knots. Again, Inca, Mayan, Aztec, I'm not sure which one. Totems. Lots of Asian influence. Art Deco, very Art Deco-y. So there's lots of isms, lots of cultures, probably a few religions represented in here. I love the Tree of Life. I'm not that into like leaves and flowers, but if it's a tree book, I'm probably going to get it. Another one of my favorites, speaking of leaves and flowers, is this one, Magical Jungle. I just got, I don't know, last month maybe? And I've already started I have whips in here, started in July. I haven't done much in August because at the beginning of August school started and it takes a lot of energy and time to get school up and going. But here is one of my pages from Joanna Basford's Magical Jungle. I really like the two whips I have going in here are both double page spreads. It's going to take a while. But I didn't like that there was this big blank space in the middle, like from here to here, like big blank space. So of course I added a little cliff that an alien could land on. This side was heavier, so I added a bunch of foliage in her style to this side. I added all these fish. I added more of the drop down vine things. I had fun. I like being able to change and make my own. So she left me a lot of space to do that, so I took advantage. So I really like how this one is coming along. I also have another whip in here. I couldn't help myself. All I kept seeing on this page was owls. Every time I look at it, this was like a cluster of flowers and leaves and stuff, which I probably would not have done, but every time I looked at it, all I could see was like a little owl face, and then I looked more and I'm like, well, there's his little wings and there's his feet and his tail feathers. So I decided to drastically change this. It's now a picture that goes like this, but I won't hold it that way because we won't be able to see it. So I included some of my writing on here. I like to write on things. This is titled Owlusive Owlusion. It's actually easier to see on camera than it is in real life, but yeah, I outlined tediously. This took forever. I outlined all that, and then of course I outlined the owl so you could kind of see it. And I'll color the owl like owl colors and bright colors out here, and I did a border. I did another border to match the writing, to pull it all together. So another whip that is going to take a while. Maybe it will be finished in September. Maybe October. But yeah, that's just because I had such a good time like altering the pages and doing my own thing. This is now one of my favorite books. So, Magical Jungle by Joanna Basford. Another one we have is Be Relaxed and Color, illustrated by Angela Porter. And this one is so cozy, and the color pencil goes on so smooth, like these cool little vignettes all the time. Lots of sleeping people. But it was such a joy to color in this book that I just love it. And I love all these nice cozy little vignettes that she's got. They're not over the top with her Zentangle stuff. It's like the perfect balance. So, Be Relaxed and Color by Angela Porter. And then my last one I picked up in Walmart in the kids section. It's by Crazy Art. And it's got all these like 60s psychedelic stuff. Lots of graffiti writing. It's got, the whole reason I bought it was the disco balls. So I love this one. It's got lots of things that have kind of that Liechtenstein feel to them. Love this book. So it's even got lava lamps. Dating myself there. But those are my 10 favorite books today. And number 12, Closing Ceremony. Pass the Torch. I'm going to tag anybody who wants to do it. Even though the Olympics are probably over, I think go for it. All right, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you next time. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.